A reporter for a hyper-local online publication in the district got a tip that rare copies of this nation's most important documents were possibly being kept in conditions that caused concern.
Yeah, the new $69 million exhibit beneath the Lincoln Memorial. The documents, early copies of the Emancipation Proclamation and the 13th Amendment to the Constitution. They're turning points in the nation's efforts to end slavery.
Tonight, our Jackie Bensen spoke with the reporter who raised the question. She also has reaction from the National Park Service.
Beneath the memorial to Abraham Lincoln that brings visitors to a state of awe as they contemplate the enduring legacy of the 16th president is a new exhibit known as the Lincoln Memorial Undercroft. On temporary display, two rare early copies of the Emancipation Proclamation and the 13th Amendment to the Constitution. Both bear the signature of President Lincoln.
I don't think there's anyone in their right mind that wouldn't want to see these documents, including the Park Service, right, to see these documents be taken care of.
Emma Uber, a reporter for the online publication CityCast DC, got a tip that there were serious concerns about the climate conditions under which the documents were being displayed.
I was both alarmed and quite skeptical. It seemed far-fetched that a brand new $69 million exhibit would take any chances in its treatment of extremely important documents.
She started to dig.
Ultimately, I was able to speak to 3 National Park Service officials that had knowledge of there being issues with the temperature and the conditions of these documents. And I was also able to review some internal communications that seemed to verify that the Park Service was struggling to regulate the temperature.
Uber went to the Undercroft herself and saw something that shocked her, she says.
Pretty much immediately, I noticed a fan plugged in with a series of extension cords kind of set up across from the display case with these rare documents blowing towards them.
Megan O'Hearn Crook is an archivist with the company HAI. She's not involved with the exhibit.
The ink that people use to write with, particularly these signatures, is most likely made out of iron gall ink. And iron gall ink is really fragile. Not only does it eat away at the paper or the vellum beneath it, but it can also start to flake.
CityCast DC's story drew the attention of the National Park Service, which issued a statement to News 4 that says, assertions that the documents are at risk or that the exhibit is unsafe are inaccurate. The National Park Service would not display these historic materials if their preservation or security were compromised. It goes on to say, our team continues to evaluate and refine the environment within the exhibit. Ongoing adjustments reflect responsible stewardship of a new facility, not a failure to protect these important documents. Images from today, hours after the CityCast story was posted online, show no fan being used near the document case. A security officer is seated next to it. Jackie Bensen, News 4.